Hey, welcome back. Hi. So another one of these things that I feel are not talked about anywhere near often enough is the fact that you don't have to be evil. You don't have to be malicious. You don't have to have malicious intentions. You don't have to be a sadist in order to inflict severe suffering, incomprehensible severe suffering. You don't have to be that to do that. For example, you have more and more people having babies, creating people who didn't even really want to become a parent, become a mother or a father. Not really. You look at the way in which they approach the whole process of being a parent in terms of what it means to do that, what it means to really do that, and you see how many people treat that, and it's pretty clear that you have more and more people becoming that without really having wanted it and without really thinking about what that would entail. What does it mean to be a good parent? What does that require? You have more and more people becoming a parent, becoming a biological parent that is raising people that'll eventually be adults, fully developed human beings. You have more and more people doing that who didn't think about what it meant to do it, what it really, the implications of it. Again, what does it really mean to do it? What does that require? What is that? You have more and more people doing that without really thinking about what it means to do that, to create a person. And what is that? Why? Why is that the case? It is the case. That's becoming more common for more and more people who didn't really want to become parents, becoming parents. But why is that? Is that on the part of the people that are doing it? Is that evil? Is that outright? No, it's just oftentimes it's thoughtlessness. It's just a lack of concern for future, seemingly a lack of appreciation for the fact that the future is a thing that you want to concern yourself with in terms of potential possibilities, outcomes in the future, consequences. It's just people not really doing a good enough job of that, of really thinking about those sorts of things, like attempting again, to process it, to really attempt to process that and those sorts of things, like what it means to be a parent, what it means to be a father, be a mother. What does it really mean to do that? The whole process of it, not just taking care of a baby, a little tiny infant, but the whole thing, the whole process, from start to finish, all of it. Taking care of, attempting to, prepare your children for the difficulties of being a fully developed person, an adult, trying to prepare them for that. You have more and more people completely, not even attempting to do that, who are taking it upon themselves to do that. And a lot of it's apathy. A lot of it's relative, indifference. There's some of that. But I think most of it's just not thinking enough about it, I think. In terms of, again, really processing it, really attempting to register. What does that mean? What does that mean to be a parent? But a lot of it is outright apathy. I think I see a fair bit of that too, in terms of just people treating it as though it's a joke, treating a creation of people, not even attempting to be a parent towards their own children. I see a lot of that. But is that evil, though? Is that outright, is that sadism, or is it just, it's more so indifference, I think. But it depends on the way in which you define evil. That's in terms of attempting to define malevolence, and but yeah, I think that should be talked about more often, that you don't have to be, because I got a comment not too long ago from someone saying more or less what he said was, hey, lighten up, man. Most people are inherently good overall in terms of intentions, in terms of most people are raising their children to be, reasonable people. They have good intentions overall. And I think there are still good arguments to be made that many people don't really have that good of intentions in terms of raising people. But even so, though, even the fact that many people who are doing just a terrible job of being a parent, they didn't have horrible intentions. They didn't have outright, evil intent. It's still what they did, just something that substantial, taking it upon themselves. And just how little thought went into that, how little consideration, because it is a cardinal consideration, the creation of people. You should consider it. It's one of those fundamental considerations. It really is. It's like it's one of the most, because it's like the most profound thing you'll ever do if you're going to do it. It's the most profound thing that people they have the capacity to do, to create people. It's such a fucking, again, incomprehensibly substantial thing to do. Words could never suffice, could never do it justice in terms of how meaningful of a thing that is. If anything's meaningful at all in this realm of being that we've found ourselves in, if anything's meaningful, that's meaningful. If anything is at all, creating people. And again, you have more and more people doing that without even thinking about it, who didn't really want to do it. Not in terms of, again, being a parent, being attempting to be a damn good parent. You have more and more people creating people that didn't really want to assist in that process. They never really wanted to begin with. It was never even. And then even after the fact, even after now they've done it, now they've brought a person into being, they still, that desire to attempt to do the best you can moving forward, many people don't do that, not even close to that. Again, indifference and apathy covers just so much of it, of just, repeat incarnations of consciousness in human beings. And bringing that about, you have more people doing that who didn't think about what it meant to do that. And you don't have to be an evil fuck to do that. You can be a stupid fuck, because there's plenty of that. And you can be just an unconcerned fuck, just a person that didn't really care. It's not. Your intentions weren't good, but they weren't outright. You weren't going out and trying to inflict severe suffering. That wasn't. So, I guess that's it. That's the video. I think that should be talked about more often. That you don't have to be malevolent. You don't have to have just horrible intentions in order to cause just a really, really, really big mess. To ruin just so many lives. To do things that are beyond what we can fathom, such as creating people. And the ways in which that will snowball, domino effect, into other lives. That's another one. That's another common sense fucking thing that many people don't really even attempt to process. It's not a personal choice. Creating a person, you can say what you want about it, but it's clear that it's not just a personal choice, in the sense that there are far more lives that you have to concern yourself with, that you have to consider, than just your own. In the sense of, what am I going to get out of it? Having a child, what's that going to do for me? What's that process going to do for me? What sort of fulfillment am I going to get out of that? Is that, or just taking care of a baby? Oh, how fun that'll be. There's more to concern yourself with than just that. And more people aren't doing that. And the people who are doing that the least are creating people the most. Like, far more. And that is that's not going in a good direction. It can't be. It couldn't possibly be. How could it?